Let's just dive right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling what is literally the biggest mystery keeping digital marketers and business owners up at night right now. Who actually controls the traffic to your website? You know, for 20 years, that answer was incredibly simple, right? It was Google. You ranked well, you got clicks, you didn't. Simple as that. But today, well, the architecture of how people find information has completely fractured, and we really need to look at exactly what's happening to your visibility in 2026.
Think about it. Type a question into a search bar today, and there's a really good chance you're never going to click a single link. Or ask a generative AI bot the same thing, and you might get this nice conversational answer with the source link. Or honestly, no link at all. Now, you've absolutely read the headlines claiming generative AI is just taking over and destroying traditional search. But look, we aren't here to read sensationalized headlines. We're here to look at the hard 2026 data to figure out if ChatGPT is actually the culprit stealing your clicks.
And wow, the contrast between public panic and actual user behavior is massive. Google still completely dominates, sending roughly 88 to 90% of all global search referral traffic. On the flip side, all AI chatbots combined, that's ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, the whole shebang, they account for less than 1%. Seriously. By most independent tracking measurements, it's a literal rounding error in terms of raw volume. So, spoiler alert, Google is absolutely not losing the traffic war.
Okay, so we've busted the myth that ChatGPT is replacing Google's sheer volume. Awesome. But we still have a very real, very frustrating problem to solve when it comes to your declining website analytics, right? If Google is still processing the overwhelming majority of queries, why are your sessions dropping? Why does it feel like your audience is shrinking, even when your search rankings look perfectly stable? Well, the answer isn't that Google is losing traffic to competitors. The answer is what Google is doing with the traffic once it actually gets there.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this staggering number, 83%. That is the zero-click rate when Google's own AI overviews appear on a search query. Just let that sink in for a second. When Google uses its AI to summarize an answer right there at the top of the page, 83 out of 100 users get exactly what they need and just leave. They end their browsing session entirely. They never click through to your website, even if your hard work and your content is what the AI used to generate the answer in the first place. Crazy, right?
It really brilliantly illustrates the inside job taking place in search right now. Google is the one actively disrupting its own click-through rates. Under the old traditional model, links equaled clicks. But now, Google's AI overviews in their fully conversational AI mode mean answers equal 0 clicks. This right here is why your organic traffic is dropping. The final destination for a search query is simply no longer always a website.
This zero-click reality is essentially a silent tax on your traffic, and it's hitting mobile users the absolute hardest, boasting a massive 77% zero-click rate compared to about 46.5% on desktop. To be fair, this trend started way before generative AI even existed, driven by things like featured snippets and knowledge panels. But Google's new tools? They've aggressively poured gas on the fire.
Let's look at who's getting hit the hardest by this shift. If you're in a business that relies on informational, fact-based, or how-to content, think health, education, or news, you are highly exposed. Your audience's questions are prime material for a quick AI summary. However, transactional e-commerce and local service businesses, they survive this shift much better. Why? Well, because you can't try on a pair of shoes or get your car towed inside a text summary. Google still has to send buyers somewhere real to complete an action.
So we know Google's AI is hoarding your clicks. But what about that tiny fraction of traffic coming from independent AI chatbots? Look, even though AI chat volume is a tiny sliver of the overall pie right now, we absolutely cannot ignore it. It represents an incredibly valuable, highly engaged, and high-intent slice of your potential audience that is growing rapidly. It's an absolute goldmine if you know how to tap into it.
Let's break down exactly why this niche is so powerful. First off, visitors arriving from AI platforms convert at a massively higher rate. We're talking 3 to 5 times higher than average organic search. This is mostly because they arrive already informed by a conversational answer. They are primed and ready to act. But here's the kicker, the most crucial takeaway. There's only an 11 to 12% overlap between Google's top results and ChatGPT's cited sources. Ranking number 1 on Google does not guarantee visibility inside ChatGPT. You're dealing with an entirely different brain here.
All right, let's move into Section 1, the new Holy Trinity, surviving the 2026 search ecosystem.
To survive this, we need a new playbook with 3 distinct pillars working together:
Pillar number 1 is classic SEO. This is still your absolute foundation, for sure. Don't abandon it. AI systems rely heavily on indexed, crawlable, well-structured, and fast-loading websites to source their answers. If your technical SEO is a mess, you're effectively invisible to the AI crawlers, which completely undermines your visibility everywhere else.
Pillar number 2 is AEO, or Answer Engine Optimization. This is what determines whether Google's AI decides to cite your business or if it just extracts answers from your competitor instead. To win here, you need to provide clear, direct answers that a machine can cleanly lift out of your text. Think of it as writing the ultimate 40-word elevator pitch, but for a robot.
And the third pillar is GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. This is the newest discipline on the block. Your goal here is to get recommended inside tools like ChatGPT and Claude. See, AI models want to cite entities that are mentioned credibly across the web, not just the single web page that stuffed the right keywords. It's all about your overall digital reputation.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, your 2026 Action Plan, Adapting to AI Search. It's one thing to understand the theory, but here's how you actually implement it into an actionable checklist today. Step 1. Write for extraction using the BLUF method. That's bottom line up front. Put your direct 2 to 3 sentence answers at the very top of your sections before you dive into the details. Step 2. Utilize structured data schema to remove any ambiguity for those AI crawlers. Step 3. Build deep, comprehensive content clusters. And Step 4. Actively track your AI citations. A lot of chatbot usage happens in native mobile apps, so if you aren't tracking this separately, you are completely flying blind.
As we look ahead, the future of search is absolutely about coexistence. It's not a complete AI takeover. Google will likely keep its iron grip on shopping, local search, and quick facts, while AI tools will continue to grow as the go-to starting point for deep research and complex comparisons. So true success moving forward lies in diversifying your visibility so that you're the authoritative answer, regardless of where the question is actually asked.
So I really want you to ask yourself, how visible are you really in this new landscape? If you're feeling a bit lost, definitely take advantage of the free SEO and AI visibility audit from BlazeByte Media to find out exactly where you stand and what you need to prioritize next. Because the most vital question to leave you with today isn't about whether Google or ChatGPT will win. It's this: are you currently invisible to the AI that your future customers are already talking to?